All right. Good evening, folks. Info Sam here with evening update for September 30th. A few things have changed today. Trinity County has issued an additional evacuation warning, and this is now going to be for the eastern side of the fire in the Wildwood area. And so the fire has shown little growth to that direction with what the weather is forecasting for us. The county sheriff has issued a warning for Wildwood, and what else is out over here? We've got Basin Gulch down here. We're moving up to Gin Mill, Deer Lick, excuse me. I'm looking at the map here, seeing you. You people need to be thinking about what's going on. And quite honestly, Platina and all, you're already keyed up from what's happening over here in Shasta County and the Zog fire. So have your plans in place. Have your items gathered up and be thinking about what's going to happen. This is a warning, but should it turn into an order, you need to be ready to go when that becomes an order. So be paying attention. And what I'm really telling you that you need to be paying attention about is the potential for some critical fire weather that they're coming, and it's going to be the gap winds is what we need to be concerned about. And I think folks that are around here are going to be familiar with that. Out here in Eureka on the coast, it's 60 degrees out there, and we're melting here in Redding. 102, I think, is what it reached today. And cold air is going to drop down low and travel across here, and that hot air, and as that hot air rises, it's just going to increase the velocity of that wind as it comes across and draws that colder air up into this hot air over here, the Sacramento Valley. And so you folks that live here, you know what these gap winds are and how they're going to affect fire behavior that quick. So you really need to be paying attention to what's going on and be ready. On the rest of the fire's looking pretty good. It's very smoky, and so that kind of kept the solar gain off of it and kept the fire activity from picking up, but it was extremely smoky in the area of the fire. Still over here, north of the 36 and moving up into the Hidden Valley area, this warning is still in place here above 36. So let's just kind of take an arc up here to Indian Valley and over here to the South Fork Trinity River. It's going to be difficult for firefighters and such to work both sides of the river, so we've got firefighters working this side and out here doing structure protection and looking. There's a lot of folks out here in the area. Bear Wallow Meadow, Rowdy Bear, as some folks know the area out here. There's a lot of pockets of little communities and residences in these inn holdings. So you need to be paying attention to what's going on and be ready to go. If people are in these warning areas that are going to need a little bit of time, should an evacuation order go, and you're uneasy about what could happen, there is a very large fire out here. You need to be thinking about going now, all right? Point protection is still going on in the fire-affected areas on both sides of Ruth Lake and south down here towards Flying AA Ranch and such. Point protection is where they're just, firefighters are focusing on single structures or neighborhoods or something where they can defend that area, but then just let the spread of fire just naturally move around or continue around it. We're still in very much a defensive posture as opposed to our offensive work that we were going on a few days ago before we had the event that showered sparks out over here. So point protection going on over here. We also have structure protection groups scouting up Mad River Road all the way up here to 36, in addition to Van Dusen roads, scouting along the way. There's a lot of residences and values along both of these roads that are being assessed, and triage is starting to happen along those places out there. Also on the north side of 36, but yet on the west side of South Fork Mountain, same things happening up there in that area too. So if you're seeing firefighters and engines and yellow shirts in your neighborhood, that's what's going on. They're out ahead of the fires to be prepared. Don't be alarmed thinking that fire is right there behind them. That's not the case up here. But we need to be prudent. We need to be looking ahead so that we're prepared. Much like we're telling you about the warnings and asking you to be prepared and looking ahead, that's what our firefighters are doing over here. We've been able to relocate our spike wrench from our Wild up here to Hayfork. The Zog fire has now made it down to Highway 36. It's looking like they've got a really good handle on that fire over there. Let's give a shout out for Cal Fire. They did a good job on this, what has turned out to be quite a tragic fire. So people out here along the 36 corridor and up here north of 36, let's be paying attention to what's going on just in case we don't have something kind of pinch in on us. Folks out here, please be paying attention. We'll have Karen back with us in the morning with an operational update, and until then, thank you very much and good evening.